To the Valley.
All right, appreciate it.
Hello, Mr. and Mrs. Huffman, nice to meet you all.
Nice to meet you.
First, I got a couple questions. First question, Booker, what would you say was your best moment in your career?
Hall of Fame. You know, I say that because most of us, it's been a bunch of us, have traveled this journey and didn't get a chance to, get to the other side, enjoy the fruits of the labor. A lot of them passed away, didn't get a chance to thank the fans for the journey, more importantly, and then still to, be a part of it. So I think making it through the trenches, serving my time, getting the discharge and the medals of honor and all that stuff. I think it's been the best part now, and now actually being able to enjoy it and walk around, still in pretty relatively good shape, and experience, life with my kids. I'm in the best stage of my life, and I'm not just saying that. I really think I am. It's the best stage.
Awesome. The second question, when you got to WWE when WCW had been bought out, what was it like working for Vince McMahon?
Man, you got to understand, back then, the war was still kind of raging just a little bit. It was still like a little smolder left in the fire. You know what I mean? It was almost snuffed out, but it was just still burning just a little bit. WWE, they wanted to win the war. They wanted to, raise the flag totally. You know what I mean? So to put, every WCW guy was under, was protocol. But for me, it was a test. I was like, wow, you know what I mean? I'm pretty much here on my own. It's sink or swim. And I always, knew how good I was. I always knew that I could test myself with, no matter what wrestling was in the ring, I could go out and perform with it and make the crowd go, wow, man, Booker T's pretty good, So that part, I didn't worry too much about. The guys liked me. I left everything in WCW that I had, garnered. I left it all behind, all the world titles, television championships, United States titles. I left all that stuff behind and said I'm going to start all over, come out here and prove myself that I belong. I'm in the locker room with the rest of these guys, and I tell a lot of my students, you know what I mean, if you can't make it in the locker room, you have no chance at making it in the ring. You know what I mean? So I just went out there and put my hard hat on and let those guys know that, hey man, I'm on the team, let's do what we got to do to get the work done. And 15 years later almost, still here.
Awesome. I have one more question, sir. It's kind of a technical question. I'm not, maybe you might be able to answer it. One thing that I've noticed is it seems like all the other WWE superstars have their DVD set. Is there any chance that we might see one of yours in the future with all your anthology and all that? Because that's something that I think all of us here would really like. I know I would. Yeah.
It's something. It's one of those things to where they got to make it. Best of Booker T DVD sooner or later. You know what I mean? It would wouldn't be poetic justice if they didn't do it. That thing is I never really I don't lose sleep over it or anything like that. It's definitely something that I want my fans to be able to have and see the career of Booker T, the way it, unfolded, and hear my voice actually speak about it and talk about it, just like everybody else. And I'm sure it's something WWE is, they got to do it. It's just a matter of when. Trust me, I'll be around. It's going to happen, sooner or later.
Awesome. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
I have a couple questions. First one is, what is your max on your bench press and your squat?
Man, I stopped maxing out a long time ago, man, but the highest I ever maxed out was 405 on the bench and squat. I never really tried to max out on that, but at one while I would front squat like 315. But the key to working out is repetition, really. And I tell people all the time, you know, it's really no secret. You see the infomercials and all that stuff, you know. If you could do 8 to 10 reps, and make sure you be able to do 8 to 10 reps with the highest weight that you could possibly do it, and pyramid your way up, pyramid your way up to the highest you can do, down to where you start, and do maybe 5 to 8 sets. You'll get where you want to go. 8 to 10 is the key. You got to be able to do it 8 to 10 reps before the muscle can actually really start absorbing it properly. You know, 1 rep to 3 reps, you get nothing out of it. You get on the bench press, you do one rep, you're gonna end up blowing something out. It's not gonna be useful later on in life. So 8 to 10, that's the key. All right.
And what other sports were you interested in besides wrestling?
You know, as a kid, you know, coming up, I was interested in all sports. You know what I mean? I love, you know, football. You know, but you know, I didn't like getting hit. You know, so I never played football when I was a kid. I tried to play, you know, baseball. You know, but it's a little bit too slow for me. You know, and then basketball I loved also, but. I never played sports when I was a kid, anything organized. I never was a part of any organized sports when I was a kid. I loved it. And then 25 years old, I found my way into wrestling. I don't go figure.
All right, my last question. Well, recently, I know Bobby Lashley, Brock Lesnar, now CM Punk, you're switching to MMA. Have you ever thought about it? Like,
no. You know, you gotta be a certain type of person, you know, want to do MMA. I take nothing away from those guys that go in that ring and go in that cage actually, and you know, look at another man in the eye and actually, you know, throw fisticuffs. It takes a lot of nerve to be able to go out there and do that. And I applaud those guys, you know what I mean. But I can only, for most of them, you know, that's been doing it for a while, I can only imagine. You know, when they turn 50, you know, how they're gonna feel and how they're gonna look, you know what I mean, and what kind of life they're gonna have after going out there, pulling the tendons and, you know, punching each other, kneeing each other, elbowing each other. Some very, very macho type thing, you know, but I just say it's one of those sports that I love watching it, but I really don't like it. but I watch it every day. My wife gets on me about that, but it's a really, really barbaric sport.
All right, thank you.
Well,
Hi, my question is for Ms. Charmel. What was it like being a Nitro girl back in WCW?
Being a Nitro Girl was amazing. That was my background. I was a professional dancer before I ever got into wrestling. You're probably too young to know about this artist, but I was touring with James Brown when I got the call that they were looking for another Nitro Girl. And my main reason for auditioning is because I always wanted to do something on television. I had been with James Brown for about 3.5 years, so I had toured the world. I've been everywhere you can ever imagine, but I actually wanted to be on television. So I found out about the audition and went auditioned, got the spot. It was amazing because it really was a sisterhood. Dance is my passion, so I love doing that, but I really loved meeting the other Nitro girls. They were bridesmaids in our wedding. It really was fantastic. I was so sad when that came to an end. That was one of the best times in my life.
Thank you.
How's it going, Booker? Charmel, it's awesome meeting you guys. I just had one question. I know as an active wrestler, and well, you were in WCW and as being part of Booker's career. How was it like traveling and going from city to city? I'm sure it must have taken a toll, like, you know? So, I mean...
Actually, for me, yeah, I mean, you know, being on the road, it takes a toll on you, you know. I mean, for a while there, you know, I was like, man, I got really, really burned out. came to the point to where I wanted to quit WWE. I told him I was going to quit because I just got married, and I was like, man, I didn't want to be away from home, you know. I was just kind of like, I was getting burned out on it, and it was like, you know, well, why don't we hire Charmel? You know, so Charmel came to work, and she came on the road with me, and with the marriage, you really you have to be a team. You know what I mean? And that's one thing that I can honestly say that we are probably different than most couples in professional wrestling, I'm sure. You know, we really were a team. You know what I mean? I would work. She knew exactly what I was going through out there on the road. How hard it really is to be out on the road. You know, most women would think it's a party. You know, guys out there having fun. You know, having a party every night, going from city to city. But you know, a lot of times, you know, it's a show, and then you may have to drive, you know, 5 hours, you know, to the next town, you know, and you know, catch a hotel. You know what I mean? You know, then get up and do the show on that next day, and then drive another 400 miles. You know what I mean? To the next town. You know, and you just whacked out. Charmel, for me, you know what I mean, she would always, you know, like, want to be my co-pilot, you know what I mean, and drive for me, you know what I mean, make sure I can sleep, you know what I mean, and make sure I was taken care of because I was going to be in the ring bumping around. And it took so much more pressure out for me, you know what I mean, and it's definitely something I think it added so much more onto my career, made me so much more happier. And if it wasn't for Charmel, you guys never would have gotten a chance to see King Booker and Queen Charmel because the character was pretty much built around her, you know, opposed to being built around me. So it's pretty cool.
I have one more question. Booker, I mean, will we ever see you in the ring? I mean, one last match? Maybe Royal Rumble? I mean...
Well, my thing is, you're going to see Booker you're going to see me in the ring one more time. I can promise you that. I can't say it's going to be on WWE TV or anything like that, but what I want to do is I want to finish my career the same way I started it, and that's with my brother. You know, I want to do a Harlem Heat, you know, tag team reunion and go around the world and let everybody see me and my brother, you know, one more time in the ring, and go out there and perform, you know, with the flames on one more time, you know what I mean, and just do it from that perspective, give you guys something, a memory. More than anything, you know, it's not about WrestleMania, it's not about the Rumble for me or anything like that, but to get in the ring and finish it the way I started it, it's really, really important for me.
All right, thanks, Booker, Charmel, that was awesome, man. Thank you.
Mrs. Charmel, what do you think of the new WWE wrestlers?
Well, again, I don't get to watch them that much. Like I said, because I am at home taking care of the kids, but I'm really impressed. A lot of what Booker said, you know, people really don't understand how hard it is. And especially now that we have social media being what it is, you know, you got to understand, back when we first started, or when I first started, social media wasn't what it was. But now that it's so everywhere and it's so in your face and you have such easy access, these wrestlers pretty much are on demand 24/7. They're working very, very hard, traveling from city to city. So I give them so much credit. They're doing an amazing job. And with the fact that they're everywhere, a lot of them are having to learn quickly. So they're being put on the spot. They're having to learn this craft very, very quickly. I think they're doing an amazing job. And you know, I'm just rooting for them because WWE has been here for a while. It's going to be here for a while. So the wrestlers are stepping up and I'm really proud of them.
Make sure you check me out on Monday Night Raw tomorrow night.
What would be the best part of your career?
The best part of my career was being Queen Charmel. You know, we always got a lot of questions. Are you guys really married? You know, that was the main thing. But like Booker said, we really were a team. You know, being able to, I already am my husband's queen, he's my king, and to be able to play that role on television was just amazing. And then to sit there and watch him win the title and be a part of that and just see his amazing career go to the next level, the next level, the next level. That was amazing. So Queen Charmel was definitely my favorite time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi. Did you ever get nervous when you first fought?
You know, you know, from the beginning to the end, you know, I always have gotten nervous. Just being up here, you know, is kind of nerve-wracking. You know, it's talking in front of people has always been nerve-wracking. You know, before walking out on stage, you know, it's like the scariest moment, you know, you're ever gonna have to deal with. But, you know, you gotta walk, you gotta go through it. You gotta be able to use that energy and make it work for you if you want to be successful, you know. But I think if I didn't have the butterflies and the nervousness, I don't think it would have been as, you know, exciting to me. You know, being on the edge and knowing that I can go out there and mess up, you know, because that's the thing you don't want to do is go up to the top rope and slip off. And everybody's laughing at you, you know, so, you know, it makes you focus to a different place and you go out there and, you know, you get it done.
Thank you.
Welcome. Bend it up like that. Now bend the whole, there you go, baby.
Who is your favorite wrestler of all time?
You know, favorite wrestler of all time. You know, I search, you know what I mean, you know, because I always say, you know, Rey Mysterio is my favorite wrestler, you know. I don't say that because I wrestled it or anything like that, but I've just always loved what he's been able to go out there and manipulate, being a small guy, you know, like, he didn't hit the ropes, he didn't hit like the top rope, he hits the second rope, you know. He just, he goes out and everything looks so fluid. He looked like a superhero almost when he goes out and perform. And I give Rey Mysterio, you know, the thumbs up as far as, you know, my all-time favorite wrestler, you know what I mean? Rey Mysterio. Yeah.
And what match do you think is the greatest match of all time?
For me, the greatest match of all time for Steamboat and Savage.